Hello and welcome to Labor Today magazine. I'm Jeff Allen. Labor Today is the official online business magazine of VIP Inc., based in Rancho Cucamonga, California. VIP is a private, nonprofit organization serving people with disabilities by providing them with meaningful work opportunities. VIP provides diversity training for its client employers, an essential component of its services. And here to talk about that program and why it's so important is my guest for this segment, Beth Hammond, Director of Training for VIP. Beth, it's nice to have you. Welcome on into the studio. You bet. Tell us a little bit, first of all, Beth, about VIP. We gave people kind of a real quick description of what VIP is and does, but if you can kind of expand on that just a little bit.
Sure. VIP is a company that its sole focus is to work with adults with disabilities who have a desire to achieve greater vocational potential, to get a job, to learn work skills. And what our mission and vision is to provide them that opportunity and connect them to potential employers in their geographic area and just expand their ability to earn a meaningful, productive job.
And your organization is growing by leaps and bounds and doing a lot of wonderful things in the Inland Empire, the region, and looking at moving outward. You have a unique background. You kind of bring a unique focus to VIP. Let's talk a little bit about you and kind of what you bring to the table.
Well, Jeff, I do have the best of both worlds. I am educated through Florida State University with a degree in special education. So I started my career in this field in the classroom and have expanded with over 30 years of vocational training experience with VIP and other organizations. And I also have worked for Fortune 500 companies, both in New York as well as in the Los Angeles area. So I've had the opportunity of marrying both vocational entities and finding the best of both worlds to assist individuals who desire that opportunity to work, to have that connection, as well as understand that business is business and it needs to make good business sense to work with individuals no matter what their ability level is.
Diversity training, those two words together, a term that many people are familiar with, especially people who work in human resources and management in organizations. But the diversity training program that you oversee is maybe a little bit different. Tell us a little bit about the goal of that program at VIP.
What our goal is to be able to act as a resource for employers and employees so that they know what services are available. A lot of the individuals that we work with have family members that might need a service such as ours and are not familiar with that. It also allows us the opportunity of getting into the companies and explaining about supported employment and what our program does and what the role of a job coach does. So it offers a little bit of comfort. It is an opportunity for them to ask questions that they might not be comfortable asking, and it just allows us to break down some barriers that are existing within a work world.
Now, VIP Inc. works with a number of different organizations, companies that you supply staffing for, and you serve a number of different people and employees. So I'm assuming that the program that you oversee is probably going to change from a little bit from employer to employer wherever you go. It's not a cookie cutter kind of operation. So tell us a little bit about kind of how that works.
Some employers that we work with, Jeff, bring their desires of what they would like training to look like to the table. And so we customize. They're limited in their time. They might only have a half an hour of free time to be able to have training occur. They might have some obstacles that they've experienced and they want me to address. And some of them, it depends on the level of involvement that they want their staff to have. We would love to be able to provide diversity training to an entire organization, but sometimes it's 3 shifts, 24 hours operation, and it becomes a little bit more difficult. Although I have done that for a company where they wanted all 3 shifts trained, so I trained 3 different times in one day and was able to provide that opportunity of going through my training with them. So there isn't a as you said, a cookie cutter answer or setup for diversity training. It's varied based on what the need and the desire is.
Now, you've been doing this for a long time. You have a deep background in providing training, and you've probably kind of seen it all. You've been able to answer a number of different challenges, and there's probably nothing that you really can't go in and solve as far as problems are concerned with respect to diversity training and the issues and challenges that companies face when you go in to meet with them, you talk with them on the phone. Let's talk about some of those challenges, and specifically as they regard employees with disabilities.
Probably one of the biggest challenges that we have, and it's not necessarily that I'm the only one that faces this, our coaches face it, anybody that interfaces with an employer, is oftentimes an employer will come to us and say, we want to work with your program, we want to work with individuals with disabilities. However, these are all the jobs they can't do. So they've kind of set the parameters based on their knowledge. So it's breaking down that pre-existing condition that they come with and say, okay, let's level the playing field. Everybody has different ability levels, and you might not believe somebody can do this job, but that might be based on your knowledge of an individual with a disability. Whereas we work with so many individuals that everybody's got abilities in a variety of levels. So it's getting over the, I know what the limitations are, and opening up that individual's thinking to embrace a variety of levels and understand that we're only limited by what we believe somebody can't do versus, give us an opportunity to walk through your company and say, here's a job that you're paying somebody a pretty goodly amount of money for, and you could free them up to do something else. So here's an opportunity for one of our individuals to come in and be able to do the job. So it's just, we run into a lot of prejudices just due to lack of education, lack of exposure, and that's what my job allows me to do, is go in and educate, and it's really a wonderful opportunity for us and for me.
Now, who are the people that benefit? I mean, we're talking mainly about the management staff. We're talking about the employees of the organization you go in to see, HR. Who are the beneficiaries here?
Everyone benefits. The individual that has the disability benefits because they now are viewed as equals. The employer benefits because they now have the most dedicated workforce possible. I was fortunate to be at an employer today and who works with our program, and we were talking about additional opportunities, and his comment is, I just can't believe how working with your program has allowed individuals that are co-workers of your crew to step their game up, because the feeling is if they can do it, I can do it too, or even better, or I shouldn't be slacking so much. So it resonates throughout all levels, throughout all the company, is the benefits to the training and also to the working with the population.
Let's talk a little bit about specifics now, okay? When you go in, and knowing that not all training regimes are going to be the same from company to company, the companies that you visit, let's talk a little bit about some of the specific areas that you provide that diversity training in.
The training consists of again, based on the need and the desire within the company, but pretty generally I'll talk about the history of VIP and where we've come from. We've been in existence for 28 years and have worked with a variety of corporations. So we start with that. Then I will get into an interactive exercise which allows people to kind of come out of their shell and experience possibly what it's like to have a disability, and to understand become a little bit more sensitive to some of the challenges that the individuals go through that have disabilities that work. I try to provide them with proper language, verbiage, so that instead of a disabled adult, it's a person with a disability. It's person first language. it allows them to a comfort level of knowing that they're not being politically incorrect with what they say. And then just answering questions and providing a resource of funding sources and additional resources that might assist an individual.
So a company has worked with you, and maybe you've visited a few times or a couple times, and they're moving forward. Okay. What are some of the ongoing benefits that that company may receive after you've had a chance to work with them a little bit following that training?
Well, what happens is hopefully we end up with a group of individuals or an individual going into that company and providing a very stable workforce for that employer. And then we'll also open up the avenues for additional individuals to work with the company. Supported employment also provides a job coach that is there as a liaison between the company and the employer. Agency and the employer, to provide the guidance and support that might be needed if there are additional challenges that might come up during the time that an employee is learning how to work. We guarantee that the job will get done from day one, whether it's partially by the coach, and it shouldn't be a burden or a hardship to work with our program at all. So diversity training just, it levels the playing field.
Beth, at the end of the day, at the end of the work day, and people go home, I would assume that the help that you provide in terms of the diversity training that VIP Inc. provides kind of extends past the four walls of the factory or the warehouse or the shop or wherever you're going in and seeing these people. Talk a little bit about the lasting positive impacts outside the workplace that the diversity training can result in.
Well, Jeff, the nice part about diversity training and a real benefit to it is the comfort level that comes with knowledge. You can see that transcend with the individual coworkers, and they embrace individuals with challenges that are different. There's no longer a barrier up because there's a comfort level with that, and that it interfaces in their outside life. We have individuals that play on the baseball teams that work in our program and are employed at one of our major employers, and they're on the baseball team. And to see the interaction and the high fives that happen before and after work, and they're engaged in the activities that the non-disabled population is involved with. So tolerance is so powerful. And it definitely builds that, and it helps individuals become better individuals in every aspect of their life.
Beth, from a company's standpoint, I'm a CEO and I've had a chance to work with you a little bit. I would imagine that I'm going to be feeling pretty good in other ways where my company stands. Talk a little bit, if you can, about the advantages, the branding and messaging advantages that this kind of diversity training program that you provide gives a company after the fact.
The feel-good attitude, the branding becomes so much stronger as a result of being able to partner with a program that works with individuals that have some challenges that are in the disabled workforce. It is so powerful for them to be able to partner with us on that, and it transcends so strongly in every aspect of what they do. So it is a very great relationship, and the image by the coworkers of their company that is involved with our program, it just raises the level of attitude to be positive, and it's no longer the corporate, they're out for everything for themselves. They're giving back, and it works wonders.
Really does raise the level of a corporate esteem, so to speak, as far as that goes. A lot of people probably watching this thinking, okay, yes, but is there any cost involved? What are the costs involved with this program?
What happens, Jeff, if a company has a contract with VIP and is working with VIP or planning on working with VIP, there is no cost for diversity training. So that is one of the benefits of working with our program. It's a service that is provided, and I can go in and provide diversity training at any time. We were working with a company, very large Fortune 500 company, and everything was going well. We'd been there for about 14 years with a group of individuals, and I was talking with the CEO and I mentioned diversity training, and with that I ended up providing diversity training after 14 years, and it was just, there weren't any challenges. It was just allowing the coworkers a little bit more education and the focus of our program, and the benefits came just tremendously twofold from that training. So training can happen at any time, but it is definitely a win-win situation for a company.
Such an important part of what VIP does. And Beth Hammond, I want to thank you so much for joining us. We enjoyed having you and learning a little bit more about what you do and the diversity training program at VIP Inc. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet. That wraps up this segment of Labor Today, the online video news magazine of VIP Inc. Thanks to my guest, Beth Hammond, VIP's Director of Training. To view this segment again and check out other insightful discussions about Vocational Improvement Programs Inc., visit labortoday.biz. To learn more about how VIP Inc. can help your organization by filling your need for reliable, hardworking employees, visit VIPsolutions.com or call 909-483-5924. I'm Jeff Allen. Thanks again for watching Labor Today magazine.